Yo, how's it going, you green Glaceons? Today we're going to be taking a look at Psychic Malamar and how I've been liking running it recently. So yeah, this is the list. Rocking the 4-4 Malamar with the Ditto as the 5th Inkay. So it basically is. Got 4 Jirachi for our starting Pokemon. The reason we run 4 Jirachi is because we want to start it. If we don't start it, we want to find it as soon as possible. And sometimes we need a second one, especially if we find one on the first turn, get it into our active. And if they went first, they might knock it out on the first turn, so we want another one to find another one as soon as possible to get him as our pivot to constantly use Stellar Wish as they are knocking out most likely our Giratinas for the early game. And then we have the follow-up attackers of Esper with the Ear Kinesis, which is basically the way I like to think about this card is 4 custom catchers in one card, because usually you're gonna hit something with Tina, it'll make its way to the bench like a Pika Rom, and then you Ear Kinesis, clean it up later on the next turn, whatever it might be. We got one Mimikyu with a Copycat, especially good, actually really only good, I think, against Green's Reshizard. You hit him with the Giratina, they Flare Strike, knock out the Giratina, you got the Spell Tag on it, you put 4 on the Charizard, and then you use Copycat to knock out the Reshizard on the next turn. We got a Mew in here to protect ourselves from the Tag Ball, and sometimes we're using Psi Power in like the mirror match against Ultra Necrozma when we don't want to activate their GX attack quite yet, don't want to draw prize, just want to set up damage. Most likely for this guy, our big closer in the deck is the Espeon Deoxys. Usually we're just putting the 10 damage counters to either snipe something, like if we hit a Pika Rom with the Giratina and then Distortion Door, get it up to 140, then we can cross division, knock it out on the bench with the 10 damage counters. Sometimes we can build up into the 20 damage counters, and it's also nice to just have something with really high HP that sometimes we can just put in our active at the end of the game and they just can't knock it out, so we get to use like 2 turns. We can go like Psychic Club for 130 or about that much. I mean, it kind of depends. Usually around 130, we usually have a Jirachi on our bench and then 4 Psychic dudes. Then we can like switch it back to the bench because we don't use our switches very often in this deck once we get the Escape Board in play. And then get 3 more Psychics on it and then hit him with the Cross Division GX for a full 20 damage counters potentially. So he is the big closer in this deck. And yeah, that's it. The rest is just like straight consistency. 4 Lily, 4 Cynthia, 4 Acro, 4 Treasure, 4 Communication to find our pokes. Only 2 switch to Escape Board because we don't really have anything that gets stuck in the active ever. If they choose to like leave a Giratina in the active and not knock it out, then we just attack again. It's not like Ultra Necrozma where you get rid of the energy and then you gotta like reset him up to be able to attack with him again. 3 Viridian Forest, don't want their stadiums in play, want to find our energy. Another way to discard our energy as well, because without Ultra Ball anymore, it gets a lot harder to discard energy in Malamar. And yeah, that's all I gotta say on the list. Let's go ahead and get into some games. First here in this first game, Inkay start is okay, not as good as Jirachi. The rest of the hand, kind of trash. Top deck, Treasure would be awesome. We could go to Giratina, put the Spell Tag down, put the energy down, hold on to the switch for later. Otherwise, it's looking like it's gonna be attach active, play the Lily. We're hoping we get a decent top deck here to kind of change that up. Nope, just gonna be the attach active, play Lily. Need to save the Spell Tags. Spell Tags are super important in this deck. Treasure is definitely what we're gonna grab in here. Over the Acrobike, we're going to go ahead and get ourselves a Giratina. I think we're going to attack 1 turn slow in this one. Could get an Inkay, but then we have to top deck better. I want to put the Spell Tag on the Giratinas. Super important to make sure they find their way there. All the time, man. All the time. All right. Yeah, and then pass over to our opponent. We'll see what they got going on. Yeah, the rest of the hand's still not great. We're still in a little bit of an awkward situation here. Hoping for a little bit better draw off this Lily next turn. So yeah, the Dark Box matchup is pretty tough if they run super scoop ups. We're kind of at the mercy of the scoop ups in the matchup. Like if they hit 3 or 4 heads, we kind of just lose. So we just kind of have to hope that doesn't happen. That's kind of how we have to play the matchup though. There's nothing else really to play around. It's just well, I hope you don't hit your scoop ups. Oh, you hit your scoop ups. Well, unfortunately, that's kind of game. Yeah. We can use Espeon Deoxys at the end of the game, potentially, if they don't use their GX attack before that, to wall for a turn, which is nice. But if they play custom catchers, they can get around that. And they usually won't GX attack till that point in the game. And actually, the T-Tar's GX attack is super scary in this matchup because they can use that to deck us out. We get our deck pretty low pretty fast, so we do have to be careful of T-Tar's GX attack as well in this matchup. It gets pretty scary. It gets pretty scary, that's for sure. Unfortunately, we can't attack next turn, but we'll look to attack the turn after. Maybe they'll whiff the turn 2 Weavile, and they won't be attacking turn 2 either. That would be great for us. Give us a little bit to work off of after having this pretty rocky start so far. We'll see what the top takes. Another Psychic. Come on, give me a break. All right, Lily for 3, hoping for a Jirachi to switch this Malamar out of the active. Gonna have to be with the treasure to get another Inkay. We could get the Mew actually and switch into the Mew. I kind of like that actually. Just switch into the Mew for the turn. We could attack with the Mew. Doesn't make any sense though. Let's just go with the Psychic Recharge to the Tina. Switch into the Mew. Get that Mew out of here. Get him in the active. Get him out of here. And then pass. We can attack for sure next turn. If they do whip the Weavile, thankfully, we can retreat our active as well as Psychic Recharge to the Giratina. Unfortunately, that means we have a Mew stuck on our bench for the rest of the game, but that's really not that big of a deal. There's the Weavile, unfortunately. And yeah, they're going to be able to attack this turn for sure. Even if it is just with Weavile, that's still not good for us. Yeah, it's still not good for us. So we're going to be looking to find some more Inkays and stuff on our next turn. That's going to be priority. Inkays and a Jirachi would be great. Haven't seen much of those guys yet. Would be great to see more of them. Ditto would be fine as well. I'd take a Ditto, but at least one Jirachi and at least one Inkay would be great next turn. Hopefully they don't have to like double custom catch or KO this Malamar. That would be a little bit annoying. I mean, we'd still be able to attack next turn at the very least, but definitely not ideal to have it play out that way. So yeah, hoping that doesn't happen. There's Dark City and Acrobike, and they do play the scoop ups, so it is going to be one of those games where we're going to be going back and forth, and I'm hoping that they have scoop ups. Let's see what they end up attacking. If they do attack with the Weavile, we can snipe him off the bench later with Esper, which is really cool. And it looks like they are going to be attacking with Weavile, moving more than one energy up to it so far. So yeah, we can just hit him with the Giratina, and if he doesn't get scooped up, we can then snipe him out with Esper, and then maybe they'll lose the ability to move energy around if they can't set up the other Weavile. So that's going to be our game plan currently. We'll see how it goes. There's a Lily top. These Lilies got to get out of here, man. I'm tired of seeing Lily. Give me the Cynthia. We do have that one though. Okay, perfect. Inkay, Jirachi, like I was saying, and then I think we're just gonna go ahead and go with the. I kind of want to use the Viridian Force to start clearing out my hand, actually. Man, I'm kind of torn now. Yeah, go ahead, clear out that Jirachi. Gonna go ahead and grab a Psychic here, and then yeah. We haven't Psychic Recharged yet. Should definitely do that. I'm gonna go ahead and throw it on the Jirachi for now. Until we find an escape board, we have the potential to just kind of hard retreat the Jirachi, which is just fine. And then yeah, Shadow Impact. Hit him up to that 110. Gonna go ahead and punch our own Giratina because they pretty much knock us out with anything. Being weak to dark in this matchup, I mean, it doesn't really mean a whole lot because our Pokemon are only worth 1 prize, and their damage is already up to 130, which is already more than our HP. So. Yeah, it's all good. They had a Viridian's Force of their own, so we didn't really help them out too much anyways. That's fine. We have a couple more Viridian Force left in the deck. If they have any more Dark Cities they want to throw down, we can counter those still. Yeah, so we're not going to probably snipe this guy off the bench this turn. Going to look for it next turn. All the spell tag damage is probably going to go here. Let's see, we hit him for... Oop. We can hit him for, what, 110 twice. That's 220. We need to pick up 10 more damage. We need to put all 4 spell tag damage here, and then maybe pick up a Distortion Door damage or 1 more spell tag damage on this thing later on. So all of it's going to go into the Dark Umbreon, if that's what they end up attacking with. I imagine it would be if they attack with something else. We'll figure it out. If they attack with the Darkrai, puts them on the Darkrai. Need to put... Oh, wait, we'd have to hit another spell tag to get through the Darkrai. So we'd put it all in the Darkrai, hoping to hit another spell tag, I think, would be the plan then there. Yeah, Darkrai's pretty big. That 160 HP and the Psychic Resistance, so we only hit it for 110, which means we're 50 short. So yeah, they're going with the Hapu. Looks like a hard decision. That's something that Hapu can give you very often, is hard decisions. Look at the top 6, you get to pick 2, but you have to discard the rest. So yeah, hard decisions with Hapu come up often when playing the card. That's why not a huge fan of the card. I feel like the value of it isn't quite there consistently. I've been trying it out in a Zygarde deck recently, but besides that, have not been a fan of the Hapu. There's the discards. A lot of energy went down, but they have the Naganadel, so it's really not that big of a deal for them. Yep, alright. Charging up, coming in. Yeah, I'm curious what they're going to end up attacking us with. It will really change how we play out our turn depending on what they do attack us with. I think this guy, I don't think they play the custom catchers. So I think I'm just going to bench this Deoxys next turn to get that extra draw. Here goes the Shadow Connection. Alright, looks like we're going to be getting attacked with the big Umbreon Darkrai on our opponent's turn. Yeah, I think I'm gonna just go ahead and bench the Espeon Deoxys next turn. I don't see really a reason to hang on to it when I get that extra card draw. Lily, that seems a little bit more important here. I'm definitely going to go with that, I think. And then we'll go from there and see what we draw off the Lily. Ditto grab from our opponent. So they are preparing for the potential of the Weavile getting knocked out. There's the scoop up. It is a heads. Oh, they went for the Darkrai pickup though, not healing the Weavile. You know what? That sounds good to me. I'm a-okay with that. I almost wonder if they misclicked there. Maybe not though. Maybe they want to make bench space. I'm not sure what the point of picking up Darkrai is. They have plenty of energy in play. I'm not taking any energy out of play next turn. But yeah, I welcome that scoop up for sure. Not healing that Weavile is okay with me. All right, let's see how this turns out. Yes, I'm gonna put all 4 here. All 4. They're down 2 scoop ups, I believe now. Yep, 2 scoop ups down. 2 more probably to go, but we can deal with that. All right. Yeah, Distortion Door. I guess I should have started with the Acro Bike. This is most likely gonna happen. I should have started with the Acro Bike though. There's that spell tag I was talking about that we would need. Got that. That's great. Here. Bench this guy because I think we're gonna need him later on. And then the escape board. We got the Malamar as well, so we kind of got everything. The question is, do I want this Psychic in the discard pile over using a Stellar Wish? And I think the answer is yes. I think I want to put it in the discard pile. So I'm gonna go ahead and do that just by ooh, not yet. Almost forgot to Psychic Recharge. Yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and get this Psychic in the discard pile right now. I think it's gonna be more beneficial there than on the Jirachi. So we're gonna go ahead and get that into the discard pile. Potentially more beneficial. I'm not gonna play the skateboard. Let's go ahead and throw the skateboard play just in case of a reset stamp. All right, Shadow Impact. Punch this guy, and this is the big turn, man. This is where they can move the energy off, scoop up the Umbreon Darkrai, and then I'm not going to be able to knock him out. So this is a big turn. These are the big turns in this matchup. It's just, do they have the scoop up? And you know what? My man's out here playing Hapu, digging through his deck, so I'm going to assume he does have the scoop ups. The question is, does he hit the heads on the scoop ups at this point? He can also just retreat it at this point. We can chase him later on with Esper, so we need to try and pick up a prize somewhere. That's a Ditto. That thing we can knock out with the spell tag for free. I think they maybe forgot about our spell tag here, and that works out perfectly here for me in the way our prizes are currently being traded. So we'll see if we can take advantage of this on the next turn. I think we're going to be able to, almost for sure. And then we can look to use the AzulGG attack to KO the Weavile and the Esper to KO the Umbreon Darkrai, and then that's 6 prizes, and that's it. If they get a scoop up heads, we probably lose. So we have to hope they don't find scoop up and don't get heads. And then if they don't, I think we got this one in the bag. Go ahead and see how this next turn plays out though. They're the custom catchers. No. Oh, but it was for a draw card. They played the custom catchers as well. Man, they got the acrobikes, the scoop ups, and the custom catchers in here. What? All right, but it wasn't 2 custom catcher. I was super scared. This guy was about to make his way into the active and then get knocked out by Dark Moon GX. I was like, oh, please no. Didn't happen though. Still alive is the Espeon Deoxys. Now I'm regretting benching it because they are playing the custom catchers. Having seen the scoop ups and the acrobikes, I kind of just assumed they didn't play custom catcher. Oh no. No, but that is 2 custom catcher. Wait, what? Oh, but they're bringing up a Malamar. This works out fine. I'm fine with this. This is not my Espeon Deoxys, which they could have KO'd with their GX attack. Definitely a huge mistake on our opponent's part, and I'm super confused as to why they played it out that way. You know what? I'm not going to question it too much. We're going to roll with it. We're going to roll with it here. Yeah, we'll just let it happen on this one. Still in trouble. I think we're still actually in trouble, though. We're not in that great of a spot. Yeah, this thing, getting over this Darkrai Prism is going to be quite the challenge. That is for sure. We'll see what we can pull off here. We could potentially Esper this turn to knock out this guy. Yeah, we'll just have to see how this turn plays out. Let's see. Gonna get rid of this. We definitely need the Malamar, so I should have acrobiked first. I always do this, man. I always forget to acrobike first because I want the Esper and the Malamar. Should have done this first. Definitely want that Psychic Energy before we run out. And we don't have the extra Malamar set up. Yeah, I want to take that. I'm not gonna attach it. I'm just gonna hold on to it. Okay, we can go with the Esper play. It is possible to knock this thing out and get 3 prize cards. We do not definitely want to get rid of this, get rid of their free retreat. That's what's going on here. I'm gonna get rid of this. Not that the Esper is in there. That we need that spell tag as well. I really want that spell tag as well. So we're gonna check for the spell tag here, and then I'm gonna decide what to do. Did get the spell tag. Okay. I think I am gonna go with the Esper play here. We've just got to kind of figure out how I'm going to be able to draw all of my prize cards in a timely fashion. Cannot send this guy up because we'd get GX attacked. They should have GX attacked us last turn. They didn't. We're just going to roll with it. Not going to worry about it. I think I should go with the Esper here to knock out this guy. Hitting into this guy is not super good. We could hit into him, though, and then it would activate this spell tag to put the damage on it. And then we Esper next turn, snipe this with a spell tag on it, KO that. Maybe that is the better way to go here, actually. We have to be careful getting a T-Tar now here as well. They don't have bench space for T-Tar yet, though. We could start to set this guy up to have 20 on it as well, to be able to swing for 20s. If I attack with Esper, they'd have to kill me and not evolve that, but it's likely they'll have access to their second Weavile or another Naganadel. Alright, so I think I'm going to go like this then. We're going to start setting up the energy on this guy. I'm going to Communication for an Inkay instead. Yeah, we're just going to go with it like this. Alright. Communication. Get that Inkay that I was talking about. Inky. I guess Ditto's the better grab here. We don't have a Malamar actually left in the deck. Ugh, and we're not drawing a prize this turn. Maybe it's not even worth grabbing him. Maybe we should just grab the Esper for the potential to use that guy for next turn. Yeah, just go ahead and get the Esper in hand then. That's unfortunate. Yeah, I can give up 2 more 1 prizes. They can't use what's it called anymore. Custom catchers. Alright, we're gonna go like this. We're gonna see how this goes. They are at 3 prizes, so they can knock us out with an Naganadel. Anyways, so I'm gonna go ahead and hit my own Giratina for the damage. Alright, we're gonna see how this goes. I think we can set up a big play coming up here soon. Oh, I maybe have to actually attach to the Espeon. No, because I'd run out of energy anyways. Ooh, are we just gonna run out of energy actually? Might just run out of energy here. We'll see how this one goes. We'll see how this goes. No, I think we can still pull this off. We have to hope they don't find a scoop up and get a scoop up heads, but they don't. We can move the spell tag damage here. Then we can attack with Esper with the spell tag. Yeah, that's the that. I can attack with Esper with the spell tag, KO the Darkrai Umbreon with the spell tag. They knock us out, then we knock this thing out with the spell tag. If they ever find a scoop up and get a scoop up heads, we instantly lose the game. If they ever get out T-Tar and use its GX attack, we also lose the game because we have 9 cards left in deck. If none of that happens, we can win. But we need none of that to happen, and that's going to be the hard part. That's going to be the hard part right there, is having none of that happen, I think. There's an Acrobike from our opponent. Maybe the T-Tar is prized. Maybe that's what we're going to have to rely on here, I think. I think if the T-Tar ever makes his way out of hiding... I mean, if they attack us with the Darkrai, we might be okay as well, because we could... But we can't KO the Darkrai. I don't know. It's going to be tough. Trying to move the energy around now. They just have too much energy in play, man. Let's scoop up on the Darkrai, really accelerate the energy. I don't think there was a point where I ever could have stopped drawing cards to keep going, especially after that Malamar KO. Maybe I could have slowed down a little bit and played around the T-Tar. I don't think I could have, though. Alright, the Darkrai's going to make his way to the bench right now. But then we just don't have a good response to that. I feel like... Oh, well, here's the scoop up. If this is the heads, we do lose. That's a tails. Alright. Damage is staying in play. Yeah, so we have to hope T-Tar is prized at this point. That's our win condition, is hope T-Tar is prized. I don't think we have there's anything else we can possibly do. I'm trying to come up with something. I mean, actually, if I had attached to this guy last turn, we could still maybe pull that play off, actually. Hold up. This guy's got 90 HP left, and that guy has 110, I believe. GX, though. Alright. So that's the GX attack right there, which means T-Tar can't GX us anymore. Okay, hold up now. That's a completely game changer. We don't get the spell tag anymore, though. Oh, wait. What? Why didn't we get the spell tag there? Oh, it stops the spell tag. But that's the GX down. Let me think about this for a bit. Their GX is down. So... could attack with Esper this turn. Knock out this guy with a spell tag on him. Move all the spell tag damage there. And then attack with Espeon Deoxys next turn. So I think this is going to work out for us. I'm going to Stellar Wish first. Grab ourselves the treasure. Could hit this thing with Espeon Deoxys. Or put on 2 more Psychic Pokemon. I don't think that would quite work. I think we can Esper this turn. Have the spell tag on him. I think this works. Alright, we're going to put down the Esper. This might not work. Oh no, we can't put the spell tag on him. But it doesn't matter. Espeon Deoxys. Oh no, Espeon Deoxys won't do enough damage. We have to get the Malamar out of the prizes. We can't put the spell tag down. We could just build up this guy. But now we can't build him up anymore because I misplayed. Well, no, I could do it twice. 2 times each to him. And he could swing for 200. Oh, I gotta do the math real fast, but I think this would work. No, because we can't put the spell tag down. Even if I send up Esper into the active, 200 wouldn't be enough. Okay, we're gonna do the ear kinesis, then we have to hit some stuff with the prizes. Okay, that's fine. That's gonna be the game plan. I can't come up with anything else. Gonna bench Inkay, hoping to get the Malamar off the prizes. And then retreat and ear kinesis, knock out. Could knock out the Weavile, but I want to draw the extra prize, I think. So I think it's going to be ear kinesis to knock out this guy. And then we can look to get the Malamar off the prizes and then knock out both of these next turn. There might have been a better way to do this. I got kind of... Oh, I didn't know I had an energy prized. So I could have... Oh, no, I already attached for turn. Yeah, there might have been a better way to do this, but I kind of got a little bit unsure about what was going on for a second. So at the very least, we can just leave this in our active. The Espeon Deoxys. We can just send it up into the active. There's a reset stamp. That's annoying. Should be fine still. Can send this guy up into our active and just chill. Because he can't knock it out anymore because he uses GX attack. Ganondel doesn't do enough. Yeah, and then we can build this up to 6 energies, and then we can go KO this and KO this for our last prizes. Alright, I think I got it. I think that's how it's going to work. I think we should have the win here on the following turn. Not next turn, but the turn after. If we got the Malamar off this, I think we would have won next turn. As long as I don't get a scoop up. They still can get a scoop up and hit heads, and then we're still in trouble, I think. But they have to do that. No one does that, so I think we're good. We're going to find out here in just a second. I don't know what they're going to do for an attack. They could attack us with Darkrai, I guess, but that doesn't seem that threatening at all. So we will see here. At the very least, I think we can get it into a tie situation with a spell tag. And then that would be an exciting sudden death scenario. Yeah, I'm interested as to why they use their GX attack there. Maybe T-Tar is prized, and then that's why they GX there. Because it doesn't let me spell tag. It doesn't let me attach a spell tag, which is also a big deal. So we got 200 HP left. I think we're chilling. I think we're cool in here. Let's see. I've been wrong before on this, so. Could have maybe treasured that away. Kind of afraid of decking out. I don't think we're going to deck out, though. Maybe you can copy Black Lance. That doesn't do anything. So yeah, we're going attach this here. Psychic Recharge. Psychic Recharge. Stellar Wish. Get a Pokecom. I'm gonna treasure away the Ditto. They could do what's it called to us again. They could have just put another reset stamp. I don't want to have to deal with that. With our hand being too big with that. So I'm gonna like thin out as much as possible. I feel like we might want to switch to the bench still. Just throw this on the Inkay. I am gonna Distortion Door. I guess I gotta put it on the Distortion Door. Here and here, I guess. Boom, boom. We're then going to retreat and doing 100 damage somewhere doesn't win us the game. So we're just gonna Psychic Club for I don't even know how much we're doing. 110. So now I don't think there's any way they can possibly stop us from winning the game. I think we did it. I think I got there finally. This was a really up and down game. The timer got to me a little bit. I got a little tilted from that, but I think we've got it now. Because even if they find their last scoop up, which if they play 3, I'm sure they play 4, and hit heads. Oh no, the T-Tar still knocks us out. Oh, I forgot about the T-Tar. So I guess I could have gone with GX attack plus the spell tag on the active. Knocked out the Weavile, and then when this ever dies, we'd knock out the Darkrai. I completely forgot about T-Tar, man. Ugh. Alright. T-Tar is going to finish us up here. So that's what I should have done. I should have GX attacked the Weavile, and then if they knock us out, the spell tag damage goes there. But if they do find the last scoop up and pick that guy up before we get to do it, we do lose the game. It turns out we're losing the game anyways because I forgot about T-Tar. Don't do as I do, guys. Do as I say. GX the Weavile. Have the spell tag ready for that guy. The T-Tar's probably not prized. They always play a T-Tar. There's always a T-Tar there. So, if I messed up anything else more in this game you guys think I did earlier, definitely let me know in the comment sections down below, because I got lost for a couple turns there with the spell tags and the GX attacks and everything. But I got lost a little bit there. I tried to do my best. But it's going to be an L here in this first one. Getting into another one here up against the Pika Pad, as I just saw with a mulligan from our opponent. Hold that. Let's see what we're getting. Another top deck. Ooh, switch. Ooh. Very nice. We can get into a Giratina this turn. Start with this. Gonna grab the spell tag. So here's where it gets a little bit awkward. So we're gonna go like this. Get rid of this guy. Get ourselves the Giratina like I was talking about. Then we also want to get ourselves a Giratina to put the spell tag on. So I guess we gotta get rid of the Cynthia here. Not that big of a deal. I kind of wanted to like, well, because of how it worked out, this is the better way to go. This will be fine. Really not that big of a deal. Yeah, and then we get that Lily for 7. Super clean. Ooh, a lot of stuff, good stuff going on here. Let's start with Acrobike. Get the Malamar. Ditch that Psychic Energy. No one wants it anyways. Inkay comes down. We want to attach for turn to the dude. Then I guess Calm away a Malamar to get Ditto. Yeah, I'll do Calm. I guess I should have Stellar Wished first. I don't think it would have changed anything, but it's still correct. Yeah, slight mistake there. Yeah, Stellar Wish now. There's that Viridian Force. We can Viridian Force a Psychic to get a Psychic, which is perfect for the situation we're currently in. Yeah, Viridian Force away a Psychic. Grab a Psychic. We could have treasured a Psychic, but I actually don't want to like run out of Psychic Energy because that could potentially happen with how our setup is going now, because we are going to bench the Mew because we are up against Pika Rom. I'm just going to go ahead and get him down there now. If we want to get another Giratina in play and Mimikyu sticks in play, then it can get a little bit awkward and crowded on the bench. So yeah, go like this for now. Pretty clean, smooth setup on the first turn. It's very possible also that our opponent just doesn't. Very possible our opponent just doesn't actually, what do I want to say here? Knock anything out turn 1. So then we have to go through that as well. That's what I'm saying. Like, we'll get locked up with 2 bench Pokemon. We'll ideally want to use Mimikyu as soon as possible. Copycat isn't that great in this matchup. There is the Lysander Labs, the recent inclusion into the Pika Roms for this matchup. They are definitely very annoying to deal with, shutting down our spell tags, and maybe even shouldn't have taken put Viridian Force in play because I knew I was up against a Pika Rom. Try and get a little bit more value out of the Viridian Force to keep the Lysander Labs out of play, which are super annoying to deal with in this matchup. There we go. There's a Pika Rom and a Raichu there. Yeah, so Lysander Labs super annoying to deal with, and that's why I've been like, I'd like to cut a Viridian Force, but I've been staying at the 3 Viridian Force because of the Raichu. Ooh, our opponent getting a little bit greedy there, not going for a Dedenne off the radar, instead trying to rely on the Custom Catcher draw into Custom Catcher draw, so they might get very punished here for that one. We'll see. Definitely should have just got a Dedenne there. You don't really need the Raichu, just get the Pika Rom and a Dedenne. It's also possible they prized the Dedenne, or maybe they had the Dedenne on hand alongside that, so that's why they went for it like that, which is a little bit more reasonable. I can't I hate on them as much for that if that is the scenario. Yeah, definitely can't hate on them too much if that is the scenario there. And there's a Cynthia follow-up, so nothing too spectacular so far. Probably won't see a turn 1 full blitz, but they could definitely get it in 6 cards, so it's still possible, but pretty unlikely, I think, at this one. Ooh, Order Pet and Acrobike. As far as Turbo Pika Roms go, I think this is it. I think this is the turboest of Pika Roms. It doesn't get more turbo than this, I don't think. Yeah, it's about as turbo as it gets. We are playing up against turbo Pika Rom. That's what we want to call it. Tails on the Order Pad, so I think almost for sure not going to see a turn 1 full blitz. We'll get a nice hit on this Zeraora to start our next turn, and even if we don't, it's not that big of a deal because we can always look to just KO 2 tag teams to kind of win the game, but getting the free hit on the Zeraora would definitely be nice, so we definitely want to go for it. There's an invasion, so I guess it's going to be a free hit onto the Krasma GX, which is also still fine. It's really not that big of a deal if it goes that way either. Gonna go ahead and get ourselves a Malamar here. I want to check the Viridian count. Only 1 Viridian left. Yikes. No switch in here as well. Yeah, kind of regretting putting the Viridian Force in play when I did. Although it did, I could have like done it. Couldn't have really done it. I could have done it next turn. I could have held it and then put it down next turn. Yeah, because with the Pika Rom decks, they Dedenne a lot on turn 1 and following turns. Oh, get a little bit lucky there. We go ahead and get the Viridian Forest. I don't want to like go through too many Psychic Energy though. I don't even really want to replace it actually. I think we're just going to hard retreat the, well, we should do this first. But I actually do want the spell tag to trigger. So I guess I am going to hard retreat the Giratina here and put the Viridian Force in place because I do want the spell tag to trigger. So that way we can put the 4 damage on this, and then build up into knocking this thing out off the bench with Distortion Door, and kind of taking care of that off the bench. That's kind of like the ideal game plan. So we're kind of hoping our opponent doesn't get what's it called here? I guess I should have probably hit one of my own Malamars actually instead of hitting myself. Now, if they do play Zapdos, they can go Zapdos 1 E-Power, but this list is so turbo, I feel like they kind of don't play Zapdos, but I guess we'll find out here shortly. They only usually play 2 Lysander Labs, so hopefully they won't be getting it out again this time or anytime soon. But yeah, now we can go put the Spell Tag damage here, and then Distortion Door, knock out. There's the Zapdos. Yeah, I shouldn't have put the damage on my own Giratina. That was definitely a mistake, making it way easier for them to get the knockout with the Zapdos. Now they only need 1 E-Power, which should be pretty easy for them to get. They have all their E-Powers left. Yeah, so definitely a mistake there on my part. Should have put it on, probably the Jirachi actually was the safest target to put it on. Just put it on the Jirachi. Nothing's really going to happen to it while it's there on the bench. So yeah, they did lock up their bench though now, so they can't use the Cocoa Prism, and looks like Turbo Pika Rom is not quite as turbo as it seems. We're gonna take a dub there. Into another one here, opening up with the Mimikyu. So we could go with the Filch turn 1, but depending on what we're playing against, we'll actually want to try and save the Mimikyu, because the Copycat is pretty important in a couple matchups. So Regizard, Green Regizard, one of them specifically that's really good against. So gonna have to wait and see what our opponent's playing before we want to decide if we want to like save the Mimikyu, like bring him back to the bench or something like that, as opposed to letting him just kind of get knocked out. So we'll see what our opponent's playing and kind of decide from there. It is the Garchomp Giratina. It is nice against the Garchomp Giratina, but it's not necessary. So I think we'll go ahead and use the Filch to try and get that little bit of extra card draw on our turn. It's also possible it doesn't go down anyways. Right here, I got to remind myself to not... what's it called? I do not want to get Ditto, because otherwise we're going to get linear attacked. I've made this mistake multiple times already against the Giratina Garchomp Malamar deck, and then they just get me every time with a linear attack onto my Ditto. So I just gotta not do that. Oh, it's a greens Garchomp Giratina deck. This is interesting. I have not seen this at all. I'm gonna be curious to see how this goes. They really have no form of energy acceleration as far as I know. So this is a whole new kind of deck. Kind of want to hold on to the Mimikyu now. I think I've kind of changed my mind now based on what's going on here. Kind of want to save the Mimikyu. So I think we're gonna Pokemon Communication for a Jirachi, and then switch into that immediately. There's a Coach Trainer and a Great Potion. So I guess their game plan is to just kind of keep him alive while they use linear attack, and then attach and build themselves up into the Calamitous Slash. Yeah. So a little bit of an off-the-wall deck here from our opponent, but we'll see how it goes. I'm definitely interested to see what else they got in here. Probably, no, I was gonna say probably a Baby Buzzwole, but probably not, because they go from, we're gonna go from 6 to 3 prize cards, so that wouldn't be super beneficial to play a Sledgehammer Buzzwole. There's a Buzzmosa. Right, they got all kinds of curious dudes in here. Probably want to get a Mew for this one out as soon as possible. Yeah, I could definitely see the Mimikyu being pretty effective in this matchup. There's a Power Plant that doesn't really affect us too much. A super interesting deck from our opponent, but I'm not too worried about it. I think we'll be just fine. Maybe want to get Mew out. Probably not super aggressively, but maybe next turn or something like that, we'll try and get the Mew out and going. Yeah, we'll see. We'll see what else our opponent has going on. But yeah, super curious deck so far. I'm interested to see where it goes. All right, we're gonna go ahead and get ourselves that Jirachi, like I was saying, and get into that ASAP. I'm just gonna go from there. Switch into the Jirachi, Viridian Forest, and then Lily for 6. Just want to see some Pokemon. Inkay is kind of cool. I think we will Viridian Force away the Jirachi immediately to get ourselves a Psychic. I don't think this Jirachi is getting knocked out, so no need to worry about that. Then we go into the Acrobike. Oof. I didn't count my Inkays and Malamars. I think I'm just going to go ahead and take the Malamar because we play more Inkays and we only potentially need 1 Malamar out on this first turn. There's a Stellar Wish. There's the Calm. We're going to use that to get rid of a Malamar, get ourselves a Giratina to set up for the turn 2 attack here. Giratina. Yeah, we got an Inkay and a Ditto left. I think I'm probably happy I kept the Malamar. I guess we'll find out. Attach here. Yeah, we only need 1 Malamar to attack on our turn 2. So we're gonna go ahead and hold the escape board just in case they somehow knock us out. I don't think they are gonna knock us out, but you never know. So better safe than sorry for this one. And just gonna go ahead and hold off on attaching the skateboard just yet. Yeah. Attach it next turn, Malamar to the bench, look for an energy, Viridian Force away, get another energy, unless they replace our stadium, which it's possible they do. They were a little bit aggressive with their stadium. I think they probably should have held back on putting the power plant in play. I guess they are like, the argument could be, well, they could get Dedenne, but I don't think that's really a good enough reason to put that in play like that. There is the grass energy to the benched Buzzmosa. We do have to be careful of its GX attack. Yeah, I'm kind of not sure what their game plan is, but I don't want to get what's it called for a for a lot of prizes, which I feel like could potentially be their game plan for sure. Go ahead and just gonna Cynthia. Not gonna bench the other Jirachi. No real need for that. Yeah, and there is that Psychic. We can use that to get a Psychic. I'm gonna go ahead, spell tag, attach. I'm going to treasure away the Jirachi, get ourselves an Inkay, and I do want to set up a Mime or Mew as soon as possible. So we're gonna go ahead and grab the Acrobike, see if we can't find a way to get that Mew. We'll see here off the Acrobike what we find. There's the communication. We can set up the Mew and protect our bench. Get rid of this guy, get ourselves that Mew. Mew comes down, Inkay comes down, Psychic recharge to the Giratina. Yeah, 2 Jirachi already in the discard pile is great to see. After you set up the first Jirachi with the escape board, you don't really want to see another one for a while. And there we go. Shadow Impact. I think I'm going to go ahead and hit ourselves on this one. I'm not super confident that's the right play, but yeah, because I mean, they could hit us on 40 on the active, and then they could get into the beast game to knock us out for, well, knockout. Which would be a little scary. I maybe want to like start putting it, like I'll put, like if this Malamar already has 40 on it, I feel like I could make it so this Malamar has 40 on it. Probably could put 40 on Inkay or Mimikyu, 40 on Jirachi. I think that would also be fine. Yeah, I think that would also be fine, but we'll wait and see what happens here on our opponent's turn, what they got going on. We know they have at least one great potion in hand for healing, but that's actually all we know about their hand, is that they have a great potion in it. We don't know anything else about their hand. There it is, the great potion, gonna delay the knockout from the Giratina potentially here through the spell tag if they plan to knock us out. Next turn we could hit them, and then if they knocked us out, the spell tag damage, putting it on the active would kind of do nothing. So makes sense to go ahead and heal that guy here. There's a double custom catcher. I feel like that's going to be bringing something up here for sure. It's going to bring up our Malamar, which could get actually pretty annoying to try and move. I actually don't think we're going to be able to move it here, and they're just going to linear attack it for 40, which is, that's pretty annoying. Here we go, top deck Psychic. I'm just going to go ahead and Cynthia here, I think. Leave the Viridian Forest use open, leave our attachment for turn open. There's like for this exactly right here. In case we potentially get an escape board, we can retreat it. I'm gonna go ahead and get rid of the Jirachi, our last Jirachi. They've all kind of served their purpose. Psychic, skateboard, and then we can retreat to the Giratina, and then we can Psychic recharge this over to the Mimikyu. Yeah, still in a really good spot. We'll see where it goes from here. Shadow Impact. I'm gonna go ahead and hit the Inkay like I was talking about. For 4. I guess this means now like a double custom catcher and linear attack kill it, but they would always go for the Malamar instead, I think. So yeah, it's not really anything to be afraid of, and they only have 2 custom catcher left, so it's super unlikely that they have that play. Yeah, we're getting to the point where I'm kind of starting to get scared of this Buzzwole Pheromosa coming up here soon. I actually might retreat and copycat linear attack on my next turn to just start putting damage on this Buzzmosa here. I think that's actually what I might do, because they're not charging up their active. We don't have to be scared of the active doing anything really anytime soon. I am scared of that, what's it called? You guys know what I'm saying. So I think I'm gonna go evolve and get rid of this, get ourselves a Psychic. Yeah, I think I'm just gonna start copying linear attack here, because I am kind of scared of that Buzzmosa. Could draw a lot of prizes very quickly with B-strings, so I don't want that to happen. I don't know if this is the correct play, but I have no idea what's going on in my opponent's deck, so I gotta kind of make a judgment call here, and the judgment call is soften up that Buzzmosa, because I don't think I want to deal with it coming into the active and then just drawing a ton of prizes. But maybe this is like setting myself up. Maybe I'll go back into the Giratina next turn, because they're already in a position where they can knock it out with the GX attack anyways, so may as well get that extra 40 there, and now just go back, knock out the active, and then go from there. There's another Buzzmosa on my opponent's bench. Interesting. We'll see what they do with their active here this turn. I mean, I assume it's going to probably end up being just a linear attack to our active, but it could be something else for sure. There's heal 50 off the active. We can still knock it out with Giratina next turn if we want to, which I think I will do. Just kind of wait and see what our opponent has in store for us with the next turn or two. I'm so curious as to like what their end game plan is, but I feel like it has to be Beast Rings and then Beast Game for a lot of prizes. I feel like that has to be what it is. Any effects on your opponent's active Pokemon. Don't think that does anything. They're probably just trying to get it out of the deck at this point in case of getting reset stamped. All right, so I think I'm going to go in and knock this thing out. I think that's what I'm just going to do. And we're going to see where the game goes from there. So I'm going to go with the... Oh, not yet. I'm glad that cancel button exists. Yeah, and then retreat. We're going to go in with this guy once again. Go back in with the Tina. Gonna go ahead and put the 40 damage on this Malamar because I don't think it'll be relevant. There's already another one with that much damage on it. And then, yeah, Shadow Impact. Knockout. And, yeah, I'm curious to see where this is going to go. We're about to find out. I got like a free 40 damage on there. I don't know if that's going to be relevant or not. We're going to hope it's going to be relevant, but it might just be irrelevant. Yeah, let's find out. The Buzzmosa makes its way to the active. And, yeah, it's going to hit us pretty hard. And then, I don't know. We could copycat. Well, no, if they beast game us. Yep, here come the beast rings. If they beast game us for knockout, we can't copycat it. So we'll probably just hit it with Giratina again. It looks like they're going to the benched Buzzmosa though, so it looks like the active one is probably just going to Elegant Soul us and then draw a prize card. They'll go down to 5 prize cards and then probably beast game with the benched guy on like double custom catcher beast game one of the bench, and then we can just snipe this guy off the bench unless they like super scoop it up or something like that. I guess that would be the game plan. Yeah, I can't think of a better game plan. We're just gonna have to go with something like that. That's gonna have to be what the plan is, as they are about to Elegant Soul us. But we could copy Elegant Soul with Copycat. So Elegant Soul actually doesn't work. We just win the game if they do Elegant Soul. They're gonna need something better than Elegant Soul this turn. Actually, they could switch an Elegant Soul with this one, I guess. And then we wouldn't quite win the game. There's a tag switch and a Great Potion. So now we no longer can KO them by having the Mimikyu copycat Elegant Soul. But I think I would... I don't think I would copy Elegant Soul here. I think I would actually just hit with the Tina, put 40 on the Mew or the Jirachi for my turn. There's a Psychic Energy to the active. They have a tag switch as well. They're just going to go Jet Punch here, it looks like. Oh, that does KO, though. Nothing to the benched. I'm lost on this one, man. I don't know where to go from here. I think we're going to put it on the bench and then just hit the active guy really hard with another Giratina. Yeah, sure, let's go for it. Let's see how that goes. Yeah, this is the best I got. I can't come up with anything better than this. We're going to see how this works out here. Yeah, we'll see how this works out. All right, go Jirachi. Gonna go ahead and see what we get for turn. A treasure, not great. We could go treasure away, communication. Get ourselves a Giratina. And then treasure away the Giratina. Or we could just Viridian Force. I'm not gonna do either of those things. We're gonna Stellar-Wish first because we're not taking anything else out of our deck. Alright, we got a Lily, so now we're gonna try and draw as many cards as possible. So we can go with like treasure away the Giratina. Let's see. Grab nothing. Bring the Giratina back. Attach to it. Leaf for 3. I don't really want to Viridian Force away any of these cards. Spell Tag is exactly what we're looking for. And then put the energy on the Giratina and swing, and we'll see where it goes from here. Yeah, like I said, I had no idea how this one is going to end. We're just going to have to play through it and see what else they got in store for us. Do they play the mixed herbs? Can they heal that much more? They're down, what, 3 Great Potions? That's a lot. I don't want to hit my own active here. I think we are going to go ahead and hit the Mew. Yeah, we're going to go with hitting the Mew here, see how that goes. They only have 2 Custom Catcher left, but we're putting ourselves in a weird spot where like Jet Punch could potentially close out the game, but I don't really want to hit my active here either if they have a lot of healing left. Because they could go like double Custom Catcher, knock out, but they would have to heal their active. If they can heal their active, double Custom Catcher, knock out Mew, we'd be in trouble. It looks like they're gearing up for the Beast Game KO. They can't KO the active though, so it has to be through the double Custom Catcher. But they'd also have to heal their active so we don't just win the game on our turn. So they would need a little bit more than what they've got going on here. I think that's enough energy. It's +7, yeah. So they got the amount of energy they need. There's a Pokegear. Looks like it failed. Where is this going? It's going to be an Erica's Hospitality for 6, so they definitely need to rip something here to give themselves a way to win the game. There's a reset stamp. Not super annoying. My hand really wasn't that good. Hand is about the same, if not a little bit better now. So yeah, nothing too important in the last hand. Still about the same. What do they got? What can they do here? They can GX attack. That won't knock us out. They can Elegant Soul. I think they're probably digging for the double Custom Catchers there. But they need to heal this guy, or it just gets knocked out by another Shadow Impact. Even if they have the double Custom Catcher KO the Mew with the Beast Game, this guy with the Shadow Impact still takes him out. So they got a couple, and it looks like they didn't get whatever they needed off the Ericas, and it's going to be a dub for us here in the end. Yeah, interesting deck from our opponent. I think if they had drawn a greens or two more, or gotten a little bit more healing, they would have actually beat us. That actually seems like it's a pretty tough matchup, because they can eventually pretty easily build up into the GX attack and just draw a bunch of prizes, and with enough healing to kind of give themselves time to get there. Yeah, I feel like it's a pretty bad matchup for the deck. We don't have anything that can hit really hard, something like an Ultra Necrozma, Malamar, or like the Giratina Garchomp Malamar would definitely have a better time. I think that's definitely probably a tough matchup overall. They just didn't quite get there. I don't know if they play mixed herbs, but they definitely should, because I think if they had a little bit more healing and had found it, we would have been in trouble. But we end up with the dub anyways here, and that's going to be doing it for the video on Tina Malamar. Hope you guys enjoyed it. This is my favorite build of Malamar right now. I think it's because kind of the fastest, most consistent, and you can kind of tech it out however you want with some stuff like the Esper, Mimikyu. You can play like 2 Espers even. I wouldn't think that would be even terrible. Shrines are nice in here as well, but it does kind of cut into the consistency a little bit, so I've been just sitting with the Viridian Forest, trying to be fast, trying to be consistent. But yeah, hope you guys enjoyed the video. If you did, be sure to give it a like. If you're enjoying the content, be sure to subscribe. Leave your thoughts in the comment section down below. Have a good day. Thanks for watching, and peace.